Okay, it looks like we're live. So welcome back. Today I'm going to be continuing to work on Kano Shell, which is what it's called right now. Kanosh. Let's see. Um, there's no actual functionality yet. Basically, it just works as you can type stuff into it. It doesn't actually do anything though. Press enter, and it just says this. It's just a hard coded thing. Not necessary, but I just wanted it to have some sort of response. So you can just type stuff and things like that. You can go back to previous commands. They're all available there, things like that. And when you're resetting the page, it does not scroll. So that needs to be implemented, right? So you can't actually see what's going on anymore because it goes off the page. But today first, I'm going to work on actual functionality. So I want it to... There's a few things that we need to do, so I'll talk about that. There is no source. It's just in one file right now. So when we press enter, we need to execute the command. Right, so this is all rendering related stuff. So this is going to be replaced with actually executing the command. Hey, Pra, how you doing? What's up? 0 viewers. Rip. It's over. Bro fell off, for real. Why does it say 0, though? It usually... Because I have it open here, so it should be at least 1. So I don't know what that's about. And obviously, you're here. Now it's 1. Still says 0 for me. I don't know. Twitch moment. Am I right? Yeah. So there's a few things that I need for this. So I've been reading about it, right? From the thing. Hang on, right here. Bam. So I read through this and then some other man pages. Right. Let's see. So I need to fork. So that's one. So man, we'll look at this one. Right. Now we'll create a new process, which is I believe it's a same copy of the current process. Proof.js cannot handle numbers. True. Because it's actually a float, right? In JavaScript. It's considered a float, so it's just rounding it. And obviously, rounding errors with floats. Right, so we need to fork the process, and this will create a new child process. And then we can do stuff with that. So the return value, where does it say the return value? It doesn't say here. But it does say return here. Right, there's a few different, okay. So the return value is 0. 0 is the child process, and then the process ID is the parent, right? That's what that would be. And then if it's less than 0, so -1, then it is an error, right? So there's sort of 3 paths that need to be handled. And then once we do that, right, we need to use this function actually. Exec, I cannot pronounce words. And that will execute the process that we want to execute. I need to fork, then exec in the child process. Yes, exactly. Right, and then we just wait for the child process to die, basically, right? And then once that one's gone, then we go back to the parent process as the main thing. So, it's not too complicated. Let's exit that. Let's see. So I'm just gonna make a function here, and this will just be execute. Not execute. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be like handle. I don't want to call it. I don't know. Handle command, something like that. And we need to pass the command in, for sure. Do we need something else? So the command, it has the count and the data. We'll need to parse it, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to pass the whole command and try to execute that initially. So there's a few different exec functions, so I should look at that. Open the tmux here. So we can have fork and then exec. It's not too complicated, famous last words. True. Surely. Stir talk, right? Okay. Do that. Right, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll get there, right? Right, this is the exec. So I don't know which one. I need to read through which one we have to use. So there's arguments, right? Let's read about this. Let's open it like that. The exec family of functions replaces the current process image with a new process image. The function described in this main, right? Yeah, so it replaces the current process with a new one. Right, so there's different things. I think it's one of these that I want to use. Is an array of pointers, right? So what is this? To null-terminated strings that represent the argument list available to the new program. The first argument, by convention, should point to the file name associated with the file being executed. Array of pointers must be terminated by a null pointer. Okay. Right, so we have a null at the end of the array, right? So we need to set that up. So if there's nothing, then it can just be null. So we'll start with that, and then we'll, make it more confident. Yeah, so I think we can use these ones. Exec, let's see, what's the difference? It returns only if an error has occurred. Right, so we'll look at that. So if it returns -1, then we have an error, right? Right. What is the difference between the functions, though? Right, well, this has more stuff, and I don't know. I think we'll do this one, right? Exec VP. I think that's right, but it could be wrong. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So handle command and get rid of this. So it won't return anything yet, but it may in the future. Just have that, and obviously we do need to parse it like Pra was talking about. But not yet. So we need to fork. So right, fork returns the process ID, right? So we need to save it, and that's just an integer, right? I think so. Exec could have a function that parses args itself, but that looked true. So I think that's what we want. And then we want to check the process ID. So I think it's just a regular integer, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so the return value doesn't actually say. Yeah, it says right here. 0. So if it's 0, we'll check the PID is less than 0. Then that's an error, right? So we'll do error there. You also need to do wait PID and stop. Yeah. That is correct. I do have some notes that I took, which are not open right now, but I will reference them when necessary. But yeah, we need to do that to check for when the process is terminated. PID, if it equals 0, then this is the child, and then else it is just the parent process. So this is where we want to wait, right? There. So we have all those. So this is just gonna, well, we can't really do that because it's because we have n curses, right? So we need to yeah. Well, actually, we don't really need to end it necessarily. This is where we want to print an well, I don't know. So what does that mean? I don't know. Maybe we'll just return. Just do print W and say error. And I think yeah, we'll just print an error for now. You can print out what the error is, but I'm not gonna do that. Kid equals 0 is both. Just do that. But I don't like how that looks. I don't like that. I can do that if you want me to, but I just don't usually like that. Unless it's like a true false thing, but you could print error no. Yeah, I could do that. Right. How do you do that again? I don't remember what the macro is called, but there's the error. Is that what it is? Stir error. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Does it even set? It says it does. Yeah, include that in that. Yeah. What? I haven't done error no. That's too many. Is that how you? Yeah, error no. Okay. Make sure that works. Oh yeah, fork design this. We need to include for that. We need to include. I don't. That one, okay. Yeah. W. Pranos. I forget. Okay, and then expected that, and I messed that up. Okay, too many. Unused parameter. Alright, perfect. So that should work. So unused parameter commands. We don't use that yet. We will use that. So let me look at this wait PID first. Actually, since it's wait, this one I don't. Let's do it anyway. Then this is exec, and this one is just so I can remember, right, for reference. Wait, PID. So that's what I need, I think. I think. Wait, that, and then we pass the current PID. And then we need the, that, which is just an integer, but it's a pointer, right? So that changes. And set nvim as man pager, which looks so good. How do you do that? Is it in here? Export. I'll add it to, yeah. That's main. Is that right? W. Awesome. I will add that to the config thing later. Okay. So that's the status, right? That's what it is, status. Let's do that, and we'll pass the pointer to it, and then that changes. So I think that's what we check, like status. And then also options. So I don't know that I don't know which ones we need exactly. So I'll need to look at that. Right, but then we check this. So that's the return value. We need to include this. Right. So unused variable and that. So then we check the status, I think. So I don't know necessarily that we need this. Like, what does it return? Don't know what it returns. Well, it returns that, but we don't need that. Only two ways of starting process on Unix. The first one, which almost doesn't count, is by being init. W, Kano init, let's go. Right, so I will need to read on that, on the proper way to do this. But we need to check something here for if it dies, but I'm not going to do that yet. So I'll do this now. I'll do the exact thing, and then we'll come back to that. Well, actually, it's kind of important to do that, to kill the process. So let me see. It was somewhere. Let me see. Is it in here? Is there... this might not have it. Somewhere else. Let's look at the wait function. And it doesn't exist. W? I need to W get it. But that now links to that. Can I just do man wait then? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Does this have some macros that are defined? W exit. Yeah, okay, so this. So we need this is my man page they go true, W man page. So I think it's something like this. The value of that is non-zero. Right. So is this? I think it's one. Or I think there's two that we need. So this is the exit status. Maybe this one. And I think I actually have it. Let me look here. Took some notes. Let's take a look. This one, and then wife excited. This one. Okay, yeah. So those two. Those are the ones. W. Wife excited. Okay. Zosin. Evaluates to a non-zero value if status was returned. So it terminated normally, and then also signaled. So this is the same thing. Right. So I don't remember non-zero value. So if it's anything other than 0. Okay. Yeah, so we can check both of those. So while, let's open this up. I think it can be while, so I don't know necessarily that we need a return value. So I might just do that. Just so it doesn't give me the warning. So we need site. How do you spell? Execute. There we go. Okay, status, and then so while that is 0 and the other one is that what we want to check? It's something like that. Right, that might not be the right thing to check, but then we want to just continuously wait. So we can set this each time. Right, and there might be some flags that we want to pass here, I'm not sure exactly. I don't know. Okay, so let's try the exact thing now, and then I might come back to this. So what are the options, actually? Options is constructed from that. Right, there might be something I want to pass. I'm not sure. Yes, we'll come back to that. But now I want to do the exact thing. So this, what is the return value again? I think it's just if it returns an error, right? So if it is, it returns non-zero. So we'll just check if it's less than 0, right? exec I think that's what I want to do. So if that is less than 0, then we have an error, right? So we can just w error, and does it set error now? Yeah, okay. So into first parse the command to array of like tokens. Yes. Yes, because that is what needs to be passed, right? Because we have the initial thing, which is the file, right? And then we have the list of arguments that go with it. So how does that look? So it's an array of characters, and this is just a. So the file is like ls, right? If that was the case. So if it was ls, would that work? And then the other things are the arguments, I think, right? Okay, so I can try that. Yes, all right, w prognos. Yeah, so maybe this should be we need two things. So we need the file. It probably shouldn't be those. It should be actual ones that we can pass it from. File, and then so we can make a structure for this as well, but we'll come back to that. And then we need the array of them. Well, I think we can do that. And then pass those here. So then this is going to take the file and args. Right. arg0 and oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay. W. Okay. Yeah, and then we can just stir talk, right? Stir 2k. TikTok. How do you use this again? Pass file name to args param. What do you mean by that? You mean the arguments has to have the file name as the first one? Is that what you are saying? Just so they're all inaugurate and make that. Yes. Okay. I don't know if I've ever actually used this function, because I would just make my own. So you should pass the file name twice. Pass it twice. You mean so pass the file and the args, but the file name is in the args? Is that what you mean? Like that? So then this returns Return to single string, right? So we need to call it multiple times? That might be right. So, how does it work? So make that, okay. So we'll allocate an array for this. Could even be, that won't work exactly. And then it has the command. So let's see, we could count how many there would be, or I could just reallocate. I'm not sure. So we split it by spaces right now. And then can do other stuff later. So we need to call this on that with this. And we need to call that continuously, right? String is your custom. Yeah, it is. It's just basically this. So it's like a dynamic string array. Just so I can use a macro to easily append to it. What is it? What is the return value? So we need the current. And while current, let's check that, I guess. And we need to append current to this array. So we need to create the array. And right, we could count the size. What are the other string functions? I forget what they are all called. Just string. Is there like count? True, right. Wait. What do you mean? Second parameter in that in wall has to be null. Does it? Okay, sure. We'll come back to that though. I haven't used stir talk before, so that's why. Stir2k, how would you say it? Yeah, I never use any of that. Okay. I'll just reallocate it. So we'll do let's have an initial size, and this will be the size. Starting at 8, that's fine. And then well, we need to also the current. Arc size. Then we need to reallocate. Right, and also we need to check if null or whatever, but I'll reallocate. Right, okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I need to be command data, but then yeah, well it doesn't actually go out of the boundaries because it'd be null terminated. So that should be fine. Null expected. Mm-hmm. Yep. Not supposed to be null, right? It's let me print it out at the end because I think I did that wrong. Really, we should have a capacity instead of calling it current. Let's see if that works. Whoops. Yeah, and then we want to do it there, and then I will exit. Okay, yeah, so it does say false, so it is wrong. What is the command update? Let's just end win up here. That could be wrong. I don't remember how I did that. Let's see, is it because there's nothing? Oh, that might have been the issue, actually. Get rid of this. No. It's out nothing, but also doesn't end. But it shouldn't have forked it yet, because it should exit here. So it gets stuck forever? Actually, yeah, we'll have to check that after, right? Current is 0. It's equal to it also. Then yeah, so loops forever. Current is never no. So did I? I'm using the function wrong. Okay. Breaks a string into a sequence of 0 or more. Okay, so it does need to be null. So they were right, yes. So why does it say that? Enter to a null terminating string containing the next token. So why does it say that? At the end, right. So that is encountered if a delimiter byte is found, it is overwritten with a null byte to terminate that. Found the cheat code to writing a shell. Okay. That's the whole command, and the first one works. If you dereference that, it's going to give you a shell. True. True. Genius prompt. Big brain. Big brain. totally not the same fault. True. Mm-hmm. Right, same thing. Let me become cringe and say hello, future pro. Watching this on. Yeah. Let me. Hang on. Loading. There we go. Hello, future pro. Watching this on YouTube. Yes. Forever immortalized. I guess you can see it. I forgot that the chat is there. Yes. Okay. Anyway. If it is the same. Mm. It's current 0. Okay, you have to go now. Alright, have a good one, bro. Good luck with your shot. Thank you. That doesn't work. Baseball is not right. And then does this signal? Does. Okay. Or something does. Okay, so command data gets broken. So maybe we need to just convert it to a string, just a regular string, instead of having all this. Is that what it is? How do we build this command? We just append to it. I guess it might not be 0 though. So maybe we need to, yeah, maybe we need to use that. So what if I to right, we'll just call it that and then make a function for it. Because we do have the length, so we can just allocate a new one. Allocate it, assign a character, times str.count plus 1. And then, well, actually, well, yeah, I'll do it like that. Stir data character times str count. And then we'll also set str.count. Whoops. What's that? And we'll return that. Yeah, then we don't have all this stuff. Still psych faults though. Okay. We don't try to print it. Yes. Let me do do that. Let's do GDB. Oh yeah, I need to rebuild. So I will break on and run. Oh yeah, it's not gonna work very well, is it? Disable. There we go. Okay, so we have the command, which is that. Current, which is that. Whoops, arg0 is that one. And that's segfault. Okay, so using that, it says it. So why does it say that? Example usage. Let's see. Is it regular? Perhaps not. Does this return null now though? No. No. Perhaps I could step into that. Okay, current is that. And is that. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Need to disable that. Okay, run it again. Yes. And next to enable. Alright, and then go here. I want to step here. And I can't see it. Okay. Why does it say fault? So command gets set to that? Wait, is that right? Is the delimiter wrong? Perhaps. It just returns that. Is that what it says? Wait. I thought it said the second. Oh, the string must be null. Okay, I see. I see. You're right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I was wondering what that was about. Yeah, I get it. Okay. There we go. W. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't print it out now because I double it. Alright. Okay, W. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll leave that. Return null. We'll need to check all that and stuff. Get rid of this and this. Okay, it did ls. Okay, W. We also did other stuff, and CD isn't a thing that exists, right? Why is it? It outputs it twice. Am I? Oh, because I'm printing it out. Okay, let's get rid of that. Go back and run ls. Right, so we want to print it on a new line. So maybe we could even execute it, because we do print a new line. We do line plus plus. Let's do handle print after that. Right. Why not? Because it should be, well, okay, I guess it doesn't, because of the way that's handled. So we need to handle the output of that. That's gonna be interesting. So what if we just print a new line? Actually, I think we can do that for here. Maybe not. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, so we need to modify the output. Okay. Also, it doesn't always end the process. That kind of did. Oh yeah, when we do it with nothing, it's a cycle, so we need to handle that. We want to just ignore it if. So if, well, actually we can check if this is null. So if r does not equal null, then we want to do this stuff. And actually, don't want to do that. Okay, so we also don't want to append to that or that. We do want to reset it to 0, but I guess I won't change anything, right? Now it's frozen, and I can't do it. I need to kill the process. There we go. I don't know why I did that. Does it not continue here, actually? Handle command args. Sonic will know to do that. Oh, does this break? Yeah, because we need to do. And that is incorrect. So why does it do that? Oh, because the line continues? We want another line. Let's see, I need to mess around with it. We don't want to do that unless there's an output, so we can move this into here. Okay. So we do need to output on a new line. So how do I do that? Let's see, so this does that. So what can we do? Let's and then parent process. Maybe. Let me try that. We need to do the line prior to this, right? Let's do that. Do the end of the line. So let's do print count. Print both of those. Word time. What is this? Yes. All right, do it again. And okay. Okay, not quite. Also, there's well, let me try. That does work though, so it does pass those. Yeah. So it's stuff with the output. We need to. What can we do about the output? Can we get the output of it? Let me commit it right now because I want to make sure there's a clear history. So this is working on. Oops. Okay. Draw question. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now at the moment. Let's see. So exec. Okay, let me look at that. Creating pipe forking and invoking the shell. Yeah, but it invokes the shell, so that's not gonna work. So there's some way to do it then. So how does this implement? Right, because this basically it yeah, it creates a pipe. How does that work? Look at pipe. So create a pipe and place two file descriptors. That might be something. We'll look into that. List of one or more pointers. Okay. Environment of the new process is that. Okay. So what if I right, I don't know how this works exactly. This is what I get for using end curses, right? What if I end it and then reinitialize it? Is that probably doesn't work, does it? What at the end of this? Yeah, okay, then you can't see it. Let's see. Yes, that doesn't work. I could end it there and you can see the output, then it just ends. Well, no, I guess it continues. Yes, you can't see that. Okay. So, mm, yeah, but that calls to shell, right? If you're trying to implement a shell, um, then you don't want to call to shell. So I need to implement that function, basically, right? Because I'm trying to make a shell. So if you have a shell that relies on another shell that already exists, well, that's not very good, right? Right, like it says, opens the process by creating a pipe, forking, and invoking the shell. So that's why I'm not doing that. So I think I might need to create a pipe, right? And then you can read from it. Is that what it was saying? I've never used any of these, so create a pipe and place two file descriptors. Okay, there's two arguments there. All right, let's look at this. Switch for, okay, I could maybe even handle it like that. Child. Yeah, okay, then we can read from it. Into a buffer. And write it. But it sees what's written to that one. So is there a way we can write to that one? Write to it from here. Let's see. Go back to that example. So if that, so pipe, file descriptors. I'll just make it like this for now, but we'll change that. Then if pipe that equals -1, and then we have an error, right? I don't know if it says error now, but I'll put it in. Actually, let's use a new line. Okay, and then in here, yeah, how can we write to it? Close 0. Read to it. Read about this. Creating a pipe. Let me actually reopen it like that. Working and invoking the shell. Right, so that's what we do here. Pipe is by definition undirectional. The type argument may specify only reading or writing, not both. Uh-huh. Let's see, maybe there's something about this in here. There's pipeline, but that is different. Let's see. Let's see, so we can close. That one is that the right one? Hang on. Where is it? I'm looking at the wrong one. Hang on. I was reading. Okay, reading that. Pipe this. Right. Yeah. So we close file descriptor 1. Okay, that's the one that is written to, right? Yeah. Okay. So write to the 1, and then we read from 0. But we want to write to it here. So I don't know if that's gonna work, right? Because the file descriptor. Can we modify that? There's no stream, mention of stream here. What's environment? That's the E ones. Right, so that's just the current environments. That's not relevant. We don't know how much we are. We can read that. Where is number of bytes used? We do want to actively print it out though, so that's not exactly even right. Can I look at perhaps like this source for p open? Let's see if I can find it. Because I'd like to look at that. That would be useful. And then I'll wget the page. It is a flashbang, so. It's actually an HTML page, so that's not very good. Also, it's very lag. Uh-oh. I can't quit. Okay, there we go. Did quit. Yeah, I can't read it at all. Can I see just the actual source of it instead of the HTML page? So let's see. Maybe this one is better. Still that. I want the raw data. There we go. I can get it here. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Now I have that. So how does this work? Let's look at, it's only 219. The Right. So where does it create the pipe? See, so it initializes with shell, like that. The fork. So I think that's like fork, right? This is the child process. Mm. It's a very interesting code. Is there one that's easier to read than it? This one has no call to shell, so that could be interesting. It also looks better. Go to P free. Mm. Oh shoot, but it doesn't have all the things, so don't know. It's actually just closing where it does that. So FD open. What is FD open? Is that so right? I've not used that one before. FD open does what? Associates a string with the existing file descriptor. Oh, okay. Wait, can I use that? Must be compatible. Hang on. Would that be useful then? The type is there. I might need to use that. I did not know that was a thing. I had not used that before. What is free open? FRE open. What is the file whose name? Okay. So that's not very useful. Associate a string with the existing file descriptor fd. To avoid writing to that one, which might corrupt the parent's copy. Mm. Can I? Let me see. Let me find another one because I can't. It's kind of like those comments, but then this. It's hard to read. Let's see. Let's see. Flashbang. Let's see. I'm reading. Hang on. I'm reading about something here. try and do that. Hmm. Okay. Command that you need to implement also standard in and standard air and pipes. Possibly better to create generic function to execute binary files, which will open standard in, standard out, right. Yes. Mm, yeah. That will come later. Right though. Mm, okay. Yeah, I do need to do some more reading on shells. Let me open the shell thing, because that read through this. So let's look at, is this just not used? What does that mean? Alright, let me read through this some more. I haven't read through the whole thing, so right, this is how it's parsed, right? So I need to do that. But not yet. Right, and actually make like an actual language, right, built into it for things. Shell variables, so we need that as well. What is this? Let's look at main shell. Just like that. Okay. Standard input shall be used if only one of those is true. Here's the environment variables. Okay. Hmm. Right, because that's an environment variable, so that's why it prints like that. Right. Command history list. Right. Standard error. Except as I stated, that'll be used only for diagnostic messages. Right. Command line editing. Right, that's that kind of stuff. Like let me see if I can find something here. Ooh, flashbang. Flashbang again. Is duplicate and open file descriptor. Okay. is what? Dupe 2 does what? Right. I think I might need to use these. File descriptor to refer to the same open file description. Okay. And then you can close it at the end, right? So how do we... Let me turn on the dark reader thing here. And then flush. Forces a write of all of that. Right, okay. So let me see. So I would output everything. I want to output it to... Where's a bug? Okay, output it there. Yes, we want to read from the new file script. Let me try that. Let's get rid of the... Well, we might still use the file. Yeah, if we write into it here, and then read from it here. So write to it to 1. So we'll change... what do we read from standard in there? I don't know if that works. Yes, we want to actually do that. So we want to write to it, right? Well, we want to read... To read that. And then write it to the other one. And then close both. Let's see, if this doesn't work, I'll do the dupe thing. Yeah, so here, close that one, and then read. Read from 0. So I want to close that one and read from 0. I want to do that at the end. It does do that though, so it might not... Well, yeah, it should be fine. And then let's print it out like this for now. It's not right. Not right. And want to read not like that. Wait, I want to read from standard out, because that's where it gets outputted. But we don't have that. Interesting. What do we have to read? All right, let me change this. Hang on. Okay. Try the dupe thing. Figure out how that works. Because I'm not used to that, so I don't know. I don't know either. Getting a lot of mess. Let's go to dupe. Just want to dupe, we need to open a new one. Right, open. It redirects that. So if we do that, let me think. Actually, we can still do the pipe. Right. So pipe. This. And then we have those. And you want to set the output one. Which one is the output one? Let me just open this one. Or so 0 for to the open what for read and write. So which one is read? So 0 is read, the one I read from, and so we want to write to this one. So that will be set to standard out. So how do you do that? So we have the file descriptor, and then after we want to set it here. So Duke 2, we want to set is 1. Yeah, 1, 2. We need to do this, right? Keep that, and we also need to check if that's less than 0, right? 0 should return, otherwise negative. Yeah, so if it is less than 0, then error. And then, yeah, then we flush it. Right, does this have an example actually? Not quite. It's the wrong one. This does not. Okay. Then flush, send it out, and then I'll do this. That one. Close this. Right, and we're done. We also can close the 0, 1 at the start. It's a bit messy right now, but that's fine. And then that's it, right? Can we do that? I want to just read from that here, so we can close. And then just read from this. Oh, we need to write to it. Well, should be ready to by that. So at the end, read file des 0. 4. Print off actually. Stir error. And that is. Oh shoot! I did it wrong still. Buff is undeclared. Yes, we need the buff. There's many errors, so let me. If I do this, I can see what the output is. Or I cannot. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I need that. I need support for more things like backspace. So it does seem to read it. What if I don't flash? Let me see, I have this page open here. Perhaps. Do that. What does just do? What is it? Okay, let me open alternative interface. So what does just regular dupe do? Okay. Refer to the same, so that one, to refer to the same one as the other one. So how does that look here? Am I doing the right order? So now, yeah, so 2 to refer to 1. Or do I want it the other way? Yeah. Close that. Right. I have to go pretty soon. Doesn't print this at all. I don't end the window. Yeah, it doesn't print anything. That does work. Okay, so it does have nothing. So that is not quite right. Let me see. Close 1. Dupe. PFD. Close PFD. I might have to come back to this on the next stream. I'll read about it too off stream, but dupe function is redundant. What? Is there dupe 2 example? Redirects message from standard error to standard out. So standard error is 2. To that one. That's the right one, right? The one that we read from is 0. So that is correct. Okay. We don't write to it here. But it should be written to. Yeah, I'll have to come back now. I have to go now. It's working on work in progress. Direct. File descriptor. Okay. Probably spelled that wrong, but that's okay. Yes, that's gonna be about it for today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.